Hi guys, welcome back to Soul Yoga. I'm Lottie and this month I'm focusing on balance and grounding. So I wanted to bring you this 20-minute sequence all about balance. So let's get started. Okay, so we are going to need some yoga blocks or books, even maybe a box. You could use cushions. Cushions tend to be a little bit squishy and not quite as stable as blocks, but grab something and I'm going to pop one at either end of my practice space so that I've got them in easy reach as we begin. So we're going to start off in child's pose, but we are going to have our legs separated a little bit, so wider knees, toes together, and then fold forwards. As we just land here in child's pose, we're going to take a few nice deep breaths. Taking one more breath. Just welcome you to this practice. And start to lift up the head, walking the hands in. You're going to bring the knees together. And then on your next inhale, you're going to reach up, lifting the arms up above. As you exhale, you're going to open the arms up and extend the fingers behind. Take a breath in, reach up. And then this time, as you breathe out, circle the arms around, take them behind, interlace the fingers, and then press the fingers sort of back and down, bringing the chest up and open, looking forward. Take a nice deep breath and reach the arms up. Breathe out and bring them onto the ground, come into an all fours position. So here, just roughly stacking your wrists below shoulders, knees below your hips. And we're going to take some circles. So taking some circles to the left, maybe take the knees a little wider. And just really get some rotation going through the spine. Then taking it to the right, breathing as we go. As you can see, I get various little visitors joining me and then come back onto all fours as my four-legged friend comes in. And then you're going to bring the knees back together. And then from here, come up onto the fingertips. And you're going to slide the right foot forwards and step the foot to where the hands are basically. From here, we're going to send the hips back. As we do, extend this right leg and lift up the right toes. Just noticing that stretch that you get through the back of that right leg there. And come forwards, plant the foot, send the knee over the ankle and bring the chest forwards. Notice I'm on my fingertips. If it helps, bring your blocks in. Have them underneath the fingers, or even pop a couple of cushions under there. Send the hips back, and then this time sit all the way down. So take your time, sit yourself down, and then you're going to bring your left knee out to the side. So the left foot is in my groin of my right leg, and I've got a bent knee here. Walk the hands to either side of the right leg, and with the knee pointing up and the toes pointing up, just walking the torso a little closer towards that leg, but keeping the chest very upright and looking forwards. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you're going to tuck your hand underneath the back of that leg. Reach the left arm out, sweep it up overhead, and stack it almost above that extended right leg. Breathe in, come back up, and then bring this knee in, hook the hips so that they're in line with the legs, and then from here place the hands down to either sides of your hips, and we're going to actually step this foot important to ground that foot, so really feel the contact of the ground underneath that foot. And equally as important to keep it completely stable and draw the knee in using your muscles in your leg, in your core, drawing that in. So then when we take hold of it with this right arm, we're not really hoisting it in. We're making sure it's a really nice active stretch. And then placing the left hand behind the back and looking over to the left side, maybe even looking all the way over that left shoulder. Taking one more breath here. And then as you breathe out, come back round to centre, but leave that knee crossed over. Again, use the muscle power in the legs, in the glutes, into the core as well. And then you're going to place both hands onto the right side of the body, onto the floor, almost a little behind you. And then you're going to use the pressure and strength in this left leg and both your hands to rotate yourself round into a plank pose. So pressing through the left foot, pressing through both hands, you're going to twist and pivot on that back foot, place the hands, and then step that leg back, coming all the way into a plank pose. We're just going to pause here for one moment. And then you're going to draw in the left foot and step it up to the hands, dropping back onto the right knee and tucking the toes. And we're back on this side. So again, if you want to pop some blocks, cushions, blankets, whatever you've got underneath your fingertips here, you can. If you want to stick with what I'm doing, send the hips back, lift the toes, and just check that the foot and the knee are aligned here. And we're going to come forwards, lift the gaze and the knee over the ankle, come all the way back, and then sit all the way down gradually. This time, we're taking out the right knee. So the right foot is in the groin of my left leg and my right knee is extended to the side. This left leg, again, toes pointing upright, same with the knee, we want them to be tracking in the same direction. And then bringing both hands and placing them either side of this leg. Take a breath in, sit up tall, and as you breathe out, just walk the hands forward without really rounding out through the shoulders. I want you to keep the chest kind of open. Forwards. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, slot the left hand underneath the leg. You're going to reach the right arm out. Take it up overhead and again, just try and stack it above that extended leg. Taking a couple of breaths here. And just really noticing that deep stretch through this side of the body here. You get a really great stretch going on through the side of the body, sometimes almost down into the hip a little here, and all the way up the side of this arm as well. One more breath. And then as you breathe out, sit yourself nice and tall. You're going to take a bend in that knee, walk the hips so that they're in alignment. And again, we're going to step the knee over. So bring the foot so that it is planted on the ground, hands down to the sides. You're going to step that foot over the thigh. And again, you're using the pressure of pushing that foot into the ground, but also the muscles in the legs and in the core to draw that knee towards the body without holding in, without hoisting it in with the arm. So then taking opposite arm, so the left arm comes in and just wraps around gently. And then you take the right arm behind. And again, just like we did on the left side, we're looking over to the right side of the body, maybe even all the way over that right shoulder. And just taking a few breaths here. And what you'll find here is that you get some stretching going on through the sides and the back of the leg here. A little bit maybe through the body as well, through the torso. One more breath. And then again, bring yourself back round to centre. And we're going to do that little twist again. So press firmly into the ground with the right foot. bring both hands to the left side of the body, almost a little behind you. And then from here, with pressing through that right foot and into the hands here, we're going to lift the body, twist round, pivot on the back foot, place the hands, and then step the legs all the way back, just momentarily, into a nice, strong plank pose. Take a nice deep breath in, bring some energy into the body. And then we're going to send the hips high, heels down to the ground, coming down into your downward facing dog just for a moment. So from here, come up onto the balls of your feet. You're going to draw the left knee into the chest, step it forwards to meet the same level as the hands here. You're going to drop onto that back knee and bring the block into the inside of your left foot. Place the right hand onto the block, or whatever you have today. And from here, we're going to do some movements with the hands. So the first movement that we'll do with the left hand is we're going to sweep it all the way up and follow it with the eyes. So breathe in as you lift it, breathe out as you lower it. We're then going to glide the hand up the side of the leg, side of the chest, and just as we can't reach up anymore, we're going to unfold from the elbow, reach up, and then slice it all the way down. The last movement that we're going to do is a circle. So breathe in, reach the hand forwards, circle it up to the top, follow with the eyes, start to breathe out as it reaches down. And this time we're going to circle it round, but as we get to the top, we're going to tuck the back toe under, press off the block, lift the knee and lift the opposite arm. So we're now in a lifted position, so you might feel some wobbles and some shakes, and that's absolutely fine. It means you're working hard. Sweep the hand around to the front here, bring the hands into the chest. We're just going to take a moment to adjust the feet and find that position where you feel like you can hold that. You've got that stability there. So the front foot is firmly pressing into the ground, all the toes, and the back foot, you've really got the toes touching the ground and the back foot is lifted. So from here, we're going to go into our warrior three pose, which is a one-legged balancing posture. So with your hands here in the chest, they can stay here, or we can use them to stabilize and balance. So you're going to start to lean forwards, press through the back toes, and start to lift the toes up off the ground. Your front knee, we don't want to extend it so much so it's locked out. We want to keep tone in that leg. So a soft bend in the left leg. Actively press out through the right foot and just work with it. If it's really quite low and just a little lifted off the ground, work with it. And really just work on engaging the muscles in the glutes, in the thighs, to bring that stability. Equally, really actively pressing out through the toes of the lifted leg. You can leave your hands here, you can bring them forwards, you can extend them out to the side if that helps with balance. And if you've got something in front of you, you could use that to help hold you in this posture. If it's something that you're working on, you can gradually work on them, maybe releasing the hands. From here, you're going to bring the hands down to the ground, leave the leg lifted if you can, and then place it behind you. You're then going to step the other leg back, come down into a plank pose. If you need to take a little breather, you can always drop onto the knees at this point. From here, we're going to glide the right foot forwards, and then we're going to pivot round to the left side, come up onto the toes of that right foot, and then we're going to lift the left foot up so it's pointing up towards the ceiling. So come into like a little Cossack squat. Pause here and just breathe for a moment. And then you're going to walk the hands over and do the same on the other side. So come into the toes of the left foot, extend the toes of the right foot up to the ceiling. From here, we're going to walk the hands around to the left side of the body and twist round, bringing the foot round, and then step that left foot back. in your plank pose. Again, if you need to take a little breather, you can always pop onto the knees, take a little child's pose, do whatever you need to. If not, stick with that plank pose. From here, you're going to lift the hips high, send the heels down, come into a little downward facing dog pose for a moment. Take a little bend in the knees. And then from here, lift up onto the balls of the feet. This time you're going to draw the right foot in towards the chest, step it forwards to meet the hands. Drop onto that back knee. And then again, you can bring your block into the inside of that right foot, placing the left hand onto it for that stability. So again, we're going to work with those movements with the arms. This time the right arm's going to be moving. So taking a breath in, you're going to slice the right arm all the way up, twisting with the torso, following it with the eyes. Breathe out and lower down. Just check that that knee doesn't come out as you move. This time sliding the hand up the side of the leg, the chest, and then unfold from the elbow, reach up to the sky. Breathe out, slice it down. And those circles, breathing in, reaching forwards, following with your eyes. Start to breathe out as it floats down in that nice big circle. This time, circle it around as you get to the top. You're going to tuck the toes under in the back foot, press up off the block, and you're going to windmill the arms out to the side. You're going to windmill the arms out to the side, reaching out through the fingertips. Circle that hand back around, bring the hands into the chest. And again, just reset. So if you need to bring the feet a little closer, you need to move away from a wall like me, then you can just take that moment to reset and find that posture, find that real strength through the legs, through the glutes. And just reset for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Just repositioning and then starting to notice the grounding through that foot first and foremostly. So really press those toes into the ground with both feet. So make sure that they're not lifting. And then with the hands at the chest, you're going to start to lean forward, start to tiptoe the back toes up off the ground. Maybe little taps to start with, and then making sure that you're really engaging the glute muscles, the leg muscles. And as you come forwards and start to extend that leg up, really actively reaching out through that back left leg. Again, you can work with the hand positioning. If it helps to have the arms out to the sides like an aeroplane, or you want to bring them forwards and hold onto something, absolutely, there's so many options for you. Equally, you can have your hands on some blocks. One more breath and then start to bring the hands down to the ground. Leave that leg lifted, step it back, and then step the other leg back to meet back down into your plank pose. Take a nice big breath. If you need to drop onto the knees, do. Take a breather. And then you're going to draw the left knee forwards, step the foot up to meet the hands. We're going to twist the body round to that right side, coming back into that little Cossack squat. So again, now the right leg is extended, toes up to the ceiling. This left foot is up off the ground a little, that's absolutely fine. We're going to walk the hands over to the other side. Again, this time lifting up the left foot. And then from here, walk the hands to the center. Legs extended into a nice little wide-legged forward fold. Start to heel-toe the feet inwards. We're going to come into a little yogi squat, so feet are a little pointing out to the sides. We're lowering the seat bones down and kind of coming into this, always reminds me of a little frog. A little froggy position, yogi squat on Malasana. From here, we're actually going to bring the hands behind, sit our bottom all the way down, and we're going to extend the legs out into a wide-legged position. And again, you might want to use blocks and bring them in for this little forward fold. If not, just bring the hands in front of you, start to creep them away, but again, keep the chest lifted. Keep the feet and the knees pointing upwards. And then on your next breath, you're going to actually round out through the shoulders and the neck, bring the forehead down to the ground. Just noticing how that changes the stretch through the back. Maybe intensifies it a little through the legs as well as we fold forwards a bit more. And start to lift the head, walk the hands all the way back in. You're going to bring the feet in front of you, then draw the feet into the body. Bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. And it might be nice for you to finish with a few breaths. And if you want to, you can join me with bringing your hands to the heart center, taking a little bow. Namaste. So I hope that sequence was helpful for you, and it will help you to begin to explore a bit of one-legged balance. Until the next video, take care guys. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope to see you on the next video. Take care guys, bye.